So how important is gold in Lone Wolf, and how do we acquire it? Now, without giving away any spoilers, a lot depends on the book, the quest itself. Some are more action-packed, wilderness-based, where there will be less opportunities to spend gold. Some are more city-based, where there will be opportunities to spend gold. And my strategy towards gold is, this is something that I want to be looking to steadily stockpile along the way, because of course one of the features of Lone Wolf is, while you could pick up and play any book, you want to be able to go through the entire series and play through and take your character, take Lone Wolf through building on items and building on action points. So what we see is, I want to stockpile my gold as quickly and as efficiently as possible. So this way, when I reach a point in the quest or a branch where I can spend some gold, I can utilize that. Now, the three areas that I find spending gold is, first, in the acquisition of items, which is always a good thing. There's a chance to pick up some new weapons, some new armor, maybe some healing potions, maybe some quest items that might be useful or not at various points. I'd like to go into that where I can purchase those. Gold is also used at points to rest and purchase a meal or rent a room for the night. Now, this gets into the tactica of, do you save your gold and consume a meal? Do you have the ability to hunt and forage for food if you have that Kai discipline, or depending on the module, is that active? That gives you multiple options that you can possibly spend. And if you don't have the hunting discipline, the difference between consuming a meal or paying gold, while we can kind of see which one would be better in the moment, the gold gives you an option. So it's useful for that. And the third way is for buying information or opening up a possible another decision path or way to go within the quest. It's good to have that gold. And while there are other areas that would get around that, as opposing to just kind of a dead end, again, options. So I do view gold as important. Now, how do we earn it? The two ways, of course, spread throughout the various books. There's ways to kind of gamble, to earn some money, and most of those you can kind of play the meta and figure it out and earn a little bit of gold. I view those as ways to give you some gold to open up options, but to play those odds and try to get to the maximum of 50 gold crowns, I don't know if that's the best way to go through it. The other way, of course, is to fight various monsters and various encounters. The challenge here, though, is what we look at in combat is, there's some combat that you can avoid, and then there's some combat based on the narrative of what you're reading where you have a reasonable chance of avoiding it. Looking at it from that perspective, now, do I engage in combat that I could reasonably win? I'm confident I can win. There might be a payoff of some gold crowns, but yeah, even with higher combat modifiers, I'm going to take some damage. As we roll on a D10, on average, right, I'll get 4, 5, or 6, but I'm also going to roll a 1 or a 2 and take some damage. As I do that, now I have to heal up, either based on the Kai discipline or based on using healing potions or healing options. I always like to try and be at full health, because you never really know what's coming next. So in terms of farming gold that way, it's risk versus reward, where, again, I think I can enter this combat and reasonably, maybe, probably win, maybe get some gold crowns, maybe get that reward, but I am taking a health loss. So ultimately, it is an avenue to explore, the way of gold, and I am looking to accumulate that gold and careful how I spend it. So when I have these 3 option trees open up in the quest, in the stories, I have those options available.